What's up? What's up? What's up? Keeping it real with the Carlisles. We in here.
You gonna
I'm
introduce
Saquita.
yourself? Okay, thank you. I'm William.
You
So
know
before
me.
okay, so before we got up, we was talking about the topic, and the topic today is called "How to Keep Marriage Real. Don't Quit on the Covenant."
Without pulling your hair out.
All right, you pull your hair out. Never mind. It costs a lot, so we don't
I
want you
know.
to. So keep part of keeping it real, keeping marriage real, is what we discussed is being honest. There was a couple of things we were talking about before we got on. Is well, being honest, being truthful to each other. Okay, hold on. I'm getting to it. At the beginning of our relationship, I was scared to say. I don't even know why I was scared. No, I didn't want to hurt feelings.
Were
That's
we
what I didn't
married?
want. How? Yeah, but we were married.
You said at
No,
the
we
beginning.
weren't married. No, we
I
weren't
can't
married.
remember. I think
Anyway,
we were.
let's. That's
It doesn't
irrelevant. The point.
matter. Yeah, it's irrelevant.
So anyway, one morning, Squeeze making breakfast. So let me say this first. Let me start all over. This is how you keep a relationship real, by being honest and truthful with each other. So that's the precursor to what I'm getting ready to say. Okay. All right. Anyway, so Sequita's making breakfast, and she makes these kolaches. Now I love kolaches. I do. So I thought they were gonna. I like kolaches. I do like kolaches. You don't
You
think I
can
like kolaches?
every go
What?
ahead.
No. What? What?
Whenever we get them from anywhere, even today, not today, but just in today's space, it's too
Uh
much bread in this one. It's too much bread.
Okay, whatever. I think she just made that up. It's the right
I'm gonna
kind of.
tape you the
Listen.
next time you say it because you're just like Ethan. Y'all don't remember what you say, so I'm gonna have
Okay,
to, people.
okay,
Do you hear
okay.
me? I'm gonna have to
I
walk
agree.
around with a recorder.
I'll agree. Okay, I will agree, but it's the right kind of bread. If it's that Hawaiian bread, oh, it's delicious. I'll eat that. Or if it's like if it comes from that restaurant that we go to all the time with them buns with the butter. You know what
Okay.
I'm talking about. We're not giving them no free airtime.
I
But
know we're not.
anyway,
Yeah.
so
Everybody knows what you're talking about.
but I love that bread. But anyway, let me go back. So she's cooking these. We newly married, newly together.
Trying to make sure he's nourished before we go to a hard day at work.
Quit interrupting me. So she don't want me to get to the story. That's what it is. So she's cooking breakfast, and she made some. She made some kolaches. So ate them. I ate them. I said, "Ooh, that was hard to swallow. That was hard to take down." And then had the nerve to make them again.
What
See,
was your
that's where I
fault
got
because you
that
didn't
from.
say nothing?
Sequita, that's where I got that from. That ear right there.
I'm scratching behind
I'm talking
head.
about me. You ask me, say when we sit down and eat, you ask me why I scratch my ear. I get it from when I ate them kolaches you made.
Whatever, boy. You've been doing that your whole life before I met you and fed you a kolache. Stop it.
Okay. So anyway, she made them a few times, and she would ask me. I don't remember if she asked me or not, but I would never tell her I didn't like them. So one time I said, "I've had enough. I've had enough of these kolaches." And I said, "Babe, I don't like your kolaches. I don't want you to make those anymore. It's too much. It's too much bread." So I don't know how she took that, but
No, I didn't. I'll find something else to make.
so anyway, so back to the point. The
Oh my
point
God.
is to keep a relationship real, you have to be honest and truthful. So I will say this, that you must have wisdom when you're being truthful and honest. Because some people, not me, well, maybe Taquita is. I'm gonna say that. Some people are just brutally honest. And so it could set off a
Are you
chain of events.
are you trying to say I need to be a little more graceful in my truthfulness?
Yeah,
Listen,
with
I
certain
just
no,
certain
no,
people.
with certain people, yeah. With
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
people.
I try. I try to be aware. Sometimes I don't get it right. I
It's
try.
true. It's true. It's just
Sometimes it stings, like them kolaches that stung.
listen, it's
I
truthful.
still feel
Listen, she tried to make some before. I'm like, I don't want them things. Don't bring matter of fact, she made them for her dad or somebody. I didn't want none.
man.
You have made kolaches. You try to give never mind. Anyway, I'm not gonna eat them. I'm gonna tell you that.
I'm
No.
not gonna order them for you no more at the donut shop either.
That's
Now,
okay. I can go
now,
get my
now,
own. It don't matter to
now,
me.
now.
Now,
What you gonna say?
back to the topic. Back to the topic. Have you ever? I can't say have you ever because you ain't got no problem speaking what you think the truth is. But I'm
Well,
gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you. Have you ever not revealed a truth that needed to be revealed in our relationship that may have caused it. I may say may have caused it. That would have helped us grow. Let me say that.
Maybe, but we
Maybe.
got there eventually. I would say when we were in when we were tr in ch I don't wanna say I don't know how
What?
to say it. When we were doing more of the AM of the,
Well, so no, wait, let me bring that one up. So I gotta share that one. So, okay, so how long
but
was it? I think I
you haven't ever cooked anything for me that I didn't like.
well, I don't cook. That's why I ain't cook anything.
Exactly.
We already settled that when we got together. I don't cook.
Or barbecue.
Listen, I can make
But
hamburger helper. I can do all that. I can eat the Barres bologna, and hot dogs. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'll learn how to cook. That's what I can do that. So anyway, let's move on. Um, I was a pastor. No, I think I should start earlier than that because you were not honest. I don't think.
I wasn't honest about what?
Listen. So here, okay, I don't want to, and I'm not gonna give this denomination any free airtime either. So was in a particular denomination, and if I when I start describing it, you probably know who it is. And they assign pastors to different places, and so at this particular time, my name came up, and I was selected, and I heard my wife scream. Now listen, I thought that Sequita was screaming because she was happy for me. But that was not the case. Can you elaborate, please?
To say I wasn't happy, the realization of the appointment was my scream. So, back to your question, whenever you made the decision to like start to go down the path to do what you needed to do to have a church, is when I should have spoken up and said, "No!" But I didn't. I was
Wait a minute.
the
Why?
good.
Why would you go to say no?
See,
First of all, okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you
the
finish. Go ahead.
I could see the path that we were getting ready to head down. Now, on the flip side, God always knows and he orders steps. So I
Hmm.
didn't say anything because he told me to keep my mouth shut and just to
Okay.
follow the process, right?
Mm.
So the time that we were there at that assignment was the best that God could do with your relationship with my parents.
Yeah.
And I I so there's no ill feelings or whatever. We were there because that was the assignment that God had for us.
Hmm.
Because you have to go back to several podcasts and even the last one where people were like, "Wait a minute, you just met him and such and you're getting married and blah blah blah." Everything happened within a year. And so I think always, even though they came around because it's my life. Hello, my life, right? Hello. Hello. Anyway, they came around, embraced it, but I think there was still some trepidation about, "Hey, we're not real sure." And that assignment that God placed you at sealed the deal
Hmm.
with any sort of, "I'm not real sure about this,"
Hmm.
because it was after Will,
Hmm.
but people still are always gonna wonder because we met so fast, we got married, we had a traumatic event. Is it really gonna last? Is it just, nobody wants to say, "No, it's not gonna work," because it's so soon?
Hmm.
And I just believe that that path was what God had,
Hmm.
because what we always tell Ethan, we know we can see further than you, and God knows our future, and he sees
Right.
our future, and he knows the path that he has for us to walk,
Hmm.
and I had to be obedient in that walk. Did I love it? Absolutely not. Did I love being able to spend the extra time with my mom and my dad? Absolutely, I did. I didn't like where we had to be able to do it. And I wouldn't go I won't say I wouldn't go back because if God said this is what we have to do, then we would go back there. But I would not willingly in my humanness choose that again. But if the Lord says, "Sequita and William, this is what I have for you to do," then we would. But I don't believe that he does.
No, he definitely got us on a different track.
Yeah.
A different track. So anyway, I thought it
Yeah.
was well. So I'm gonna go back. So there was a truth that you knew, but
Yeah.
because of your relationship with God, and God said, "Say nothing," you didn't say it. Huh? Okay. Okay.
Because
Okay.
not every truth that will make me feel better is a truth that God says you can release it.
Okay.
And so it goes back to your relationship. Like you
Hmm.
have to vet out what your humanness is saying is the truth.
Hmm.
Is it God's
Mm.
truth?
Mhm,
Is it
mhm,
God's truth or is it Sequita's truth?
mhm,
And that was not Sequita's truth because it was William's assignment.
mhm,
And therefore, it was my assignment because I had covenant relationship with God, my covenant relationship with you.
mhm.
It was my assignment as well. And I grew in that assignment as well. I didn't think I would, but I did in some areas I grew.
Mhm.
But yeah, you have to be able to determine or you have to be able to hear from God. Is it my human truth that I just want to spew it out because this is the way I feel about
Mhm.
whatever the situation is? Or is it because God said, okay, this is our truth. It's okay for you to share that truth. And I'm going to show you how to share that truth. Yeah.
So
So,
part of keeping the marriage real, I really like that you brought this out, is being honest. But how the what you're bringing out is how do we be honest? How
mhm.
do we be
Mhm.
truthful?
Mhm.
This what I'm
Mhm.
seeing, what God is showing me is true, and He's
Mhm.
telling me that it's true.
Mhm.
But then then you submit to His authority, you
Mhm.
submit to
Mhm.
Him, and
Mhm.
say, "Can I release this, or should I release this, or should I
Mhm.
be quiet?"
Yeah.
Because because we could
Mhm.
be throwing off a I'm gonna say throw off because his plans are going to be carried out.
Mhm.
We could hinder, maybe
Hinder,
slow down the
prolong. Yeah.
process.
Yeah. 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 I remember him saying, "Sequita, you just gotta be you gotta walk this out." Like we had conversations about it. Like, Lord, because everybody around me is like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like internalizing what on earth, what alternative atmosphere am I now getting ready to live in? Because I thought about all the things like, oh my gosh, we have to drive this many times every weekend. Then we have Wednesdays and I'm thinking about all of these things. I think at that time I traveled a lot for work, like all of these things. I know what these people are about. Like they're good people, but I know what, like, okay, financially, money, blah, 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 blah. And God's like, I have it. Understand, daughter, where you feel. I understand. I know. But I need you to trust me that I have it. And when time is up, time is up. But I need
Yep.
you to allow my son to walk this out. So that's where we are, you know. It's what we did for 5 years. Was it 5 years?
It was 5 years. We walked it out for 5 years.
For 5 years.
Let me tell you something. Um, Sequita, and I think I've shared this I didn't wanna do it either. I didn't. I remember I used to go on my walks in the morning, and I was like, "Lord, I don't wanna do this." I said, "I don't wanna do this." But He says, "I need you to do it." And I was like, "Okay." But it goes back to this covenant relationship that you have with God.
Mhm.
Is your heart after His? Is your heart for Him? Is your heart for Him for other people? Whether
Mhm.
when you have to be quiet because you know a truth, or when
Mhm.
you have to be silent because you know something, because
Mhm.
that's their assignment. That's God growing them.
Right.
And if you're in covenant with them, then you walk it with them
Mhm.
and not trying to derail them.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's one of the ways you keep a marriage real.
Mhm.
It goes back to the covenant with God.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I didn't want to do it either, Sequita. I didn't. But here's the
We
thing with me. Here's the thing with me though. Once I got in it, I was like, okay, Lord, if you want me in it, then let's go to the top.
Yeah.
And that's the route I started to take.
Yeah.
And He cut it short.
Yep. He did.
And I'm gonna tell you how He cut it short. He cut it short. I remember how He got cut short because I started seeing how they would treat you as a first lady.
Mhm.
I didn't like that. You're not going to disrespect my wife. You're not going to disrespect my family. I'm not going. That's no. You're not going to do that.
Yep.
So once that started to be revealed to me, I'm like, I'm done.
Mhm.
I'm done. I'm done. And you know, Misa Queen, when I say I'm done, I'm done.
Yep.
I hang out for a second, but I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done. But anyway, I also remember an instance where I was preaching or I was teaching, and Ethan, I had to leave Ethan. You weren't there, and I had to leave Ethan with one of the people that was
Yeah.
there. Ethan cried and cried and cried, and that was another indicator to me. We're
Mhm.
done.
Mm.
You're not number one. I'm not going to allow you to kill me. Number two, you're not going to disrespect my family. You're not going to you're not going to disrespect my family and not accept who God is to me and for my family. I'm not going to do it. So, but I did it when he said we can do it
Yeah. Yeah.
because we had another assignment that
Mhm.
that he sent us to.
Mhm.
And when it was done, it was done.
Mhm.
So keeping it real in marriage is speaking the truth when the truth is supposed to be spoken.
It is. And God will give you the words to say and will also be setting up the person that you're speaking the truth to be able to receive it, right?
Mhm.
Like it's working at the same time to be life-giving and not
Yeah. Yeah.
spirit killing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway,
Is there another instance that you can think of?
no.
I
That's the
can.
probably that's the biggest one. That's that is the biggest one. So,
I'm gonna tell you my biggest challenge was Will. And when you got quiet for a while. You got quiet for a while after Will passed. And I knew you was angry. I knew
mhm,
you was angry. You was past angry with God. The Lord said you have to tell her it's okay to be angry.
mhm.
Because you had denied it first. I'm not angry. I'm like, oh my goodness. He is not being honest. But I remember sitting on the side of the bed and I said, it's okay. It's okay to be angry. It's okay. But I said, no, I said, you have to tell him.
Mhm,
And I left it at that. I left it at that. What he did with that from that point on is what God did with that in your life from that point on. I saw a process of healing take
mhm,
place, is what I
mhm,
saw.
mhm,
So let me say this part of keeping a marriage real is being a mouthpiece and being God's hands and God's heart to your partner.
mhm. That's a good.
Um,
That's good. That's real good.
that's it. That's how you keep the marriage real. Do I try to shape Sequita into my image and likeness? No, I've said this before. No. One thing I did not try to force Sequita to do was to be a first lady because I knew that was not her. I knew Sequita was not. I'm gonna say it this way. In the image of that particular denomination, Sequita was not a first lady. And I got a friend that says, well, I don't have a first lady. I have an only. She's my only lady. She's not my first lady. To say a
Mhm.
first lady is a how you say
Indicative
it?
of you got a second or a third
You got
lady.
a second lady and a third
Yeah.
lady. So
Yeah.
Sequita's my own. She's always been my only lady. She's my only lady. She's my only wife. My whatever. Anyway, so from that point on, I just saw a tremendous amount of growth in you, and I just want to go back and say that we are, as a husband and wife, covenant with God. We are supposed to be God's hands, God's heart, God's mind, God's care, His tenderness, all that. We're supposed to be that to each other. And that begins with the covenant.
Mhm. Yep. This one was good. Okay.
Wow, we're 23, 24 minutes in. That
Thank
was
you.
pretty
Yeah, it was
short.
good. No, this was good, and I pray that the people who need to hear it, and that they have a great takeaway that they can put into practice. So
Amen.
that is keeping it real with the Carlisles,
I'm William.
and I'm Sequita. See you next time.
We
Bye.
out. Bye bye.